recording. Recording now. As always, I have to announce that we're recording for some weird reason. So, as always, I am Tim Martinek, and with me,
I'm Bob Martin.
And we are Precarious Pixels. Welcome back. We're actually, on time with the recording. We've, after last week, you guys heard Bird O'Clock, which we're not recording there today. We are inside Bob's car.
Yes.
Our other recording places have all been taken, unfortunately.
Our recording is officially homeless.
That's right. We've gone mobile. We're on the road.
I'm actually driving, doing 90 while we do this.
Yes. Which is, perfect for us. Because we want to reach as many people as we can.
Yeah, we've got one of those megaphones outside the window, like in the Blues Brothers.
That's right. Because tonight is Ladies' Night.
Rhythm and Blues Review.
Wow, could our references be any older? They're like that movie with what's his name? John Goodman.
I love that's the one you remember.
Yeah. No, I remember the...
You mean Miles Dyson, who was also in it?
Oh, yeah.
Original Miles Dyson, not newer Miles Dyson.
What's the difference?
It was played by a different guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Miles Dyson in, Terminator 4, Rise of the Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Was a different guy. It was a different Miles Dyson, if I remember right. He was a much younger guy, which makes sense because that's in the 80s.
Okay.
But yeah, he didn't have them all.
Okay.
Just so you know, Miles Dyson is the same guy who played the fourth Blues Brother in Blues Brothers 2000.
That's right.
And that's not his real name either.
No, it's not. It's his Terminator name. Which, by the way, they are... they just named their new Terminator. It's going to be the guy from... who played Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I heard that, yeah.
Not Nick Cage. But James Cameron's on board, and I believe Linda Hamilton's coming back.
See, here's the problem with
and
you
Arnold.
saying James Cameron's on board. The
Yeah.
problem with saying that... I'm sorry, I just realized it was Terminator 5. By the way, the Rise of the Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
The problem with saying James Cameron on board is... James Cameron was going everywhere saying Genesis was the best Terminator film when that happened, which was Terminator 5.
I do remember that.
He was trying to do recovery before they lost their sales.
And that didn't work.
No, because the movie was still bad.
Yeah.
How about just make the movie good? You don't need to hire James Cameron or promise not to take away his Avatar money for 5 minutes.
Right.
Because I assume they're the same studios, otherwise why was he even there doing press?
Yeah, I think it's Universal. It's all Universal, right?
Isn't Terminator... Is it Fox?
No, I don't think it's...
I think it's Fox.
I thought it was Universal.
No, it's not Universal.
Because when I remember going to the Universal theme park, they had a Terminator ride.
Yeah, but that's licensed. I don't think it's Universal.
Okay.
At least it's not anymore, and I think they shut that down now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was that 4D movie thing.
Oh, yeah. What's there now? Transformers?
No, Transformers is in a different spot, but it is there.
Okay.
And there's a Fast and the Furious ride that I really want to go on. Because it's Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Which we'll come back to. I hope so.
Is The Rock in it?
I hope it's just XXX.
Right.
Tyrese and The Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just... They don't even need anybody else. Oh, and Michelle Rodriguez shows up at the end and kicks somebody in the head.
What about Jason Statham?
Nah, I don't think he's really... He might be part of that universe now, but he's not an OG.
That's true, he is not an OG.
You can't retcon him into the third one and pretend that happened.
Yeah. And, but I know that movie's going ahead now. The, Rock and Jason Statham movie.
Well, it's probably because The Rock is a money machine right now.
He is a money machine. Jumanji... Rampage.
I assume Rampage made money, right?
Yeah, it definitely made money. But not as much money as this movie, A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Which we have trouble finding A Quiet Place. But
We did.
But yes. But honestly, I have just seen it. Spoiler alert for all this, because we're definitely going to be talking spoilers. It was amazingly well done. The idea of using silence in a way that makes things so much scarier and sound so much scarier definitely intensifies things. I think it's because you can't get that relief of dialogue, and hearing the characters' voices really kind of emphasizes the loneliness, the desperation. Like it was so good. And in the first 5 minutes, they kind of show you just like how dangerous their world really is.
They do.
Yeah.
Man, if they didn't do a good job of hiding like that big, I guess we're going right into spoilers.
Yeah, we'll talk spoilers.
That big, I don't know, character element for the daughter.
Yeah.
Because they don't make any reference to it until like halfway through the movie, maybe maybe 2/3.
Yeah, nothing until like she goes and gets the old rocket ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets like the little like space shuttle, which is just a reference to basically her little brother gets killed by one of these monsters, and it's because he made a noise with this space shuttle thing that like blinks and makes noises and stuff, and she had given it to him, and he had put the batteries back in. Like the father had taken the batteries out, but he put the batteries back in, and they were walking home, and like it starts making a noise, and then these creatures just like snatch him.
Yeah, they do not mess around.
They do not mess around. But yeah, it was good. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Man, if a lot of stuff didn't go wrong at once though at the end.
Yes, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like I was good until like the basement started to flood, and I was like, all right, enough of this. Enough of this stuff. Way too much is happening.
I mean, but it made every bit of it made sense.
Every bit of it made sense. I was just like, you couldn't catch your breath. You were just like the intensity of like the last like, it wasn't even a long movie. I'd say like it was like an hour 40 minutes maybe,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the last like 40 minutes, super intense. Super intense.
I actually know somebody who only watched like the first hour. And I was like, how did you not finish this?
Why?
How did you not finish this? And he won't. Like, this guy will not finish it because he thinks it was boring. And it wasn't. Like, it wasn't even boring until then.
Yeah, like, there is, like, a section where in the middle kind of slows down a little bit, where it's, like, the father showing the son how to fish and, like, you know, other things happening. Like, you know, the wife is kind of, like, doing laundry, but there's still, like, that undercurrent of, like, there's something about to happen, like through like the whole thing.
But not even how to fish silently.
Yes,
because they're not using rods, like they have traps.
Right.
Oh, and how about that scene with the old man?
Yes, they come across like not just I guess like another family that's in the area, because they do a weird thing where they go up on their silos at night and light fires to see who's like still around.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was kind of interesting that there was like, oh, so there is other people in this community. They're just kind of farther out. But they definitely show that the I think it's like an older couple where the wife is dead.
She must have been attacked by one of the things.
Yeah, that's what my guess was. And then for some reason he can't keep his mouth shut for 5 minutes, so like the family can walk away from him.
He just lets loose.
He just lets loose. John Krasinski's like, shh, shh, shh. He's like, shh, shh, shh.
And this guy lets loose.
But that doesn't affect him at all.
No, he just lets loose the loudest yell ever, and those things, they come a-running.
Yeah, really quick, too.
And I assume that John Krasinski is the only one in the area who's trying to, like, stop what's going on?
Yeah, that was also a thing, too. Like, he's kind of studying them and, like, trying to figure out a weakness or something for it. Because, I mean, of course you would. You would want to just not just exist. You want to find a way to actually overcome them in some way. Which it doesn't explain where they came from. doesn't say, like, are they aliens? Are they some weird mutation thing? Like, a lot of people are speculating it's like a Cloverfield thing.
Well, I think they would have announced it if it
They
was,
would
or
have, yeah.
if it would have at least been a Bad Robot production.
Yeah, exactly. It isn't. It has nothing to do with Cloverfield.
They could retcon it.
They really
say
could.
It was.
Because it's, like, they could probably just pay him and say, hey, we'll give you more money. If we could just say this is part of Cloverfield.
It would help them a bit after Paradox.
Yeah. Not that Paradox was, like, really bad. It just was, it was just weird. It was not a typical Cloverfield kind of thing.
It's tough to live up to the high standards of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
After, and come back. But that's... I'd go off on Cloverfield for, like, another whole episode and really annoy everyone. So.
And that's not even, like, half the speculation that, like, all the other stuff that was going on in that movie, but...
The only reason I would say it was aliens is because throughout there's, like, constant, like, drawings of... at the very beginning, they're drawing a rocket ship to get out of there, right? The kid's drawing it on the floor. Then he takes a rocket ship with him, and then there's curtains that are rockets and, like, stars and moons.
Yeah.
Like, I think the bed sheets, like, everything is... There's, like, subtle space references throughout.
There is. But the only thing that I wouldn't say that it would be aliens of some kind is just because they don't, like, unless it's something like a weird thing where it's like aliens sent those creatures to, like, wipe us out kind of thing, because they don't have, like, a real... It only seems like they hunt, and that's it. They don't seem to be, like, they're not doing anything else.
What happens to the people that get taken?
That is true. Like, it doesn't really even show that.
Just the only dead body you see throughout that whole movie is the old lady.
Yeah.
Because even, I think, Krasinski does he get eaten, or does he get taken away?
I think they just rip him apart.
Okay.
Because even the old man, I think they just rip apart.
Okay, so yeah, maybe they're just eating him.
Yeah, and the raccoon. There's, like, a scene, like, with a couple of raccoons, and the raccoon gets, like
yeah,
smashed.
He has a bad day. But that could just be the noise bothering them?
Yeah.
Is it when they're not making noise? I don't know.
Yeah. But it definitely, like, it leaves you with a lot of questions about, like, the stuff, but it definitely fills you in enough to be like, okay, it gives you enough of a sense of, like, what these creatures are kind of about. And they look great. I have to say, they looked fantastic. I thought, like, that was, like, very interesting as a creature design.
There was a lot of depth to what they were.
Yeah.
Though, I only had one issue with it. It's just, like, CG. It still doesn't look quite there. Every time I see a CG monster, I can't get Deep Rising out of my head at this point.
Okay.
And it's like, Deep Rising is, like, the pinnacle of bad CG monster.
I thought you were going to say the greatest CG monster.
No, it's not. It's just, like, some of it can look really good.
Oh, yeah.
But when it's budget, because this had to be budget. It wasn't quite
extreme budget.
It just looks off. Like, the lighting doesn't match it right.
It's a very hard thing to do in CG. You really have to take time to do that.
They're always, like, purple-red.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are purple-red. Now, let's not hold that against Deep Rising, because I'm pretty sure that was, like, gray. It was a gray giant squid monster.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this movie?
Parts of it.
Starring the irresistible Treat Williams. It's such a movie.
That's where it's like isn't it like he runs a group of mercenaries or something like that?
I think they're like boat pirates. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. All I know is he flies out of there on a jet ski.
He does. Like, that's I believe the cover photo for the movie, like the VHS and the DVD.
Yeah.
If it made it to DVD.
I'm sure it did.
But it was one of those, like, late 90s, early 2000 films where everything was a CG monster, and it all looked awful. Like, even the one with, what was it, Jamie Lee Curtis? With the virus, the space virus. It was like her and Donald Sutherland. Do you not remember this movie?
No.
I want to say it was called, like, Antivirus or something.
No, I don't know this one at all.
Oh my god. It's so bad. It's so bad. And the CG is just awful. But that's like a staple of that particular genre of films. I think the only one that it didn't look truly awful in every segment, because I guess at some point they used live puppets, or like live sharks and puppets. Deep Blue Sea did not look truly awful all the time.
Yes. Oh, Deep Blue Sea.
But sometimes it looks really bad. Same with Lake Placid.
Okay, yeah.
Like, these all came out around the same time.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, there was for a hot minute, there was this like a weird, like, bad Creature of the Week movie, and then like another company, like, it was almost like Sharknado-ish.
But they were serious.
That they were serious, or tried to be serious, but I'm just like, this is definitely like Sharknado level CG. Which now, you know, Sharknado's got all the money in the world, they can do like a really good job.
They keep doing it.
It looked like Avengers.
Oh my god. The Avengers level. Like,
Yes.
just sharks coming out of a rip in the sky in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Just like the, was the Kree?
Yes. But I definitely recommend this movie. Very well done. And I hope that he does more. John Krasinski, he not only acted and he directed it.
It was simply called Virus, by the way.
Oh,
it was
okay.
the next thing she did after Halloween H2O.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And here's the best part. It was made in 1999, so I was pretty much spot on.
Pretty close, yeah. But switching from weird-looking CG monsters to even weirder CG monsters, you saw Rampage.
I did.
With The Rock, who will sell any movie just because he's in it.
Rampage, which, I'm going to say this, and everybody's going to be annoyed with me.
Okay.
The best video game-based movie of the last... I said year before, I'm going with decade.
Oh, man.
Because I don't think there's been a better one.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think...
None of the Tomb Raider movies?
No, like, not even the newest Tomb Raider.
Oh,
it
man.
was good, but this was just... It was just a great popcorn film, and it's like, if you're going in for plot, you're not going to get it.
Yeah. Because honestly, who would? Like, no.
It's just enjoyable throughout. It's like stupid fun, and I loved it. And even like the CG wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
The CG monsters in this looked okay. They had a flying giant wolf monster. Spoiler alert, it's in the trailers.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a part, the wolf can fly! I remember them saying that and I was like, why can the wolf fly?
And there's people in it that, like, you don't even know. Like, I didn't know going into it that Deathstroke was in this movie.
Oh, that dude? Oh,
he's
like a government agent, right?
Nope.
Or like a
He is a mercenary hired by this evil corporation, which might as well be called Evil Corp from Mr. Robot.
Okay.
And
does he wear a mask with an eye patch?
Nope.
And is it half orange and half black?
That would be awesome.
Carries two swords?
No, he just, like, he goes out to hunt the wolf monster.
Right.
And he is the he's the second highlight of just showing you how bad it's going to be for everybody that's in this movie, because his whole team, including the guy who makes the suits in Daredevil, like, they just got that guy.
Oh, that guy, okay. Yeah.
They all just get obliterated. Nobody lives. Nobody lives.
Wow. But, a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, it's
and which Rampage, the game itself was just a fun game.
Yeah,
it should be a fun movie.
It's the perfect combination of destroying cities and giant monsters. And The Rock, who is a giant monster.
Better than Pacific Rim the first?
I don't know. I would say Pacific Rim's still better as a movie overall.
Right.
Because there's, like, actual plot, and every character sort of has an arc.
Right.
The Rock's arc is that he doesn't really get along with people.
Okay.
But then there's a love interest, and it's going to be fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the monkey, like, speaks sign language.
Right.
He's a jokester.
Oh.
The monkey has a sense of humor, which I don't even think is possible.
No,
I don't think.
I think monkeys can have a sense of humor.
I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm gonna have to watch some monkeys making jokes.
I don't know if they can make jokes.
Do you think there's a monkey stand-up comic out there?
Oh,
Somebody trained with sign
language?
language?
My god, I would go see it. I would learn sign language just so I could hear what that monkey is saying.
Just a monkey in a bad suit.
Yes.
With a bottle of water on like a stool.
I would totally go see that.
I'm signing some stand-up
right
for
before
you guys.
he eats somebody's face off because he's a wild animal and should not be made to perform.
He gets paid in bananas.
Yeah, great, good for him.
Don't monkeys like bananas?
They love it. They love whiskey too. Yeah.
I remember Amy the gorilla wanting raindrop drink in Congo.
Yes.
She likes martinis.
That's right. And she knew sign language.
She did.
She even had a little glove.
She didn't have a sense of humor, though. She had a sense of jealousy.
Oh, yeah, I do kind of remember that.
So maybe.
God, that movie. It's ridiculous.
So what Tim's saying is Congo is the second best ape movie of the last 20 years.
You know, Michael Crichton.
Yeah, he's probably sorry about that one too.
Oh,
if he was alive.
And honestly, I think they veered very wide of what he had written.
I'm sure
it was not Jurassic Park level.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's why it got pitched, right? Somebody said, "This is the guy who wrote Jurassic Park. What else did he write? Oh, gorillas? Perfect. Let's do it." Wait, what? Space lasers?
Yes.
Satellite lasers?
Makes no sense.
Diamonds?
Honestly, if you want to hear a really good discussion on it, there's another podcast called How Did This Get Made?
Oh, they did Congo?
Oh, they did Congo. How could they not do Congo?
With Walking Tall in it? Original Walking Tall?
Yes.
Joe Don Baker, is it? I think it's Joe Don Baker.
Is it Joe Don Baker?
Yeah, he played the boss / fiance's father.
Gotcha.
Ex-fiance?
Yeah. Like Congo. But Rampage, on the other hand...
No Joe Don Baker.
That's right. Does monkeys right.
Yes.
Or gorillas, actually.
It does gorillas. And then everything else looks really weird for what it is.
Okay.
The wolf, obviously, as we said, has wings.
Yes.
And there's another thing that he has that I'm not going to spoil for anybody else in case.
Yeah. And then there's the
crocodile?
The crocodile.
Who's not supposed to be a crocodile, but I think they were just too afraid of going near just ripping off Godzilla.
Yeah, you can't get too close to Godzilla. Because there's been so many different versions of Godzilla that anything even close to that, they will probably be like, hey, that's our giant kaiju.
Well, they veered pretty far. He has a couple of evolutions as well, which are weird. There's no explanation for the evolutions. Oh, by the way, do you know who one of the villains is?
Who?
Malin Ackerman. She's not even in the trailers.
That's weird.
That's weird because she's been in 100,000 things and they just don't even show her. Like, that movie makes no qualms about it just being a rock movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's barely in the trailer. And he's only in it because Negan.
That's exactly. And they're like, well, he's just going to talk his Negan talk, but, we get The Rock. The Rock.
No, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the comic relief. Him and the gorilla are the comic relief.
Okay. So it does have humor to it, which I always say is a good, if you're going to do one of these movies, you should be able to laugh about it a bit.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Okay. So definitely it's a good popcorn movie. Go see it. It's got action. It's got The Rock. It's got flying wolves. and monkeys with crazy senses of humor.
Yes, and middle fingers.
And middle fingers. But, So going from a movie based on a video game to you've just finished up another video game that's almost like a movie.
Yeah, we talked about it I think a bit last time.
We talked about it last week.
But Far Cry 5, I finished Far Cry 5.
5, and all the way through good?
All the way through really solid. I'm glad the game suggests going to... So there's 3 regions with 3 different bosses, and the game pretty much tells you go to Joseph's region first.
Right.
And Joseph is like the most normal of the main villains. Like,
Right.
he's just a straight up bad guy who recruits people and he does everything by force. But then the more interesting characters are Faith and Jacob, who are the other siblings.
Right. And then it's like they all have their own methods of trying to control the cult.
They do, and they all have
the
like,
cult members, anyways.
Yes, they all have like really cool boss battles, except for Joseph. Like, his is just a dogfight.
Okay.
With airplanes, which is fun.
Interesting that they do like airplanes and stuff.
Well, this is the first one with airplanes. The first Far Cry. Like, they had a gyrocopter in the last one, but then they have helicopters and airplanes. So they had to have dogfights. So of course you have to have a boss battle.
Okay.
The boss battles with Faith and Jacob are interesting because with Faith, she's almost like godlike. She's teleporting all over the place because you're high on this bliss stuff.
Because she uses that drug to control.
Yeah, it's like mind control / a hallucinogen, and she's like, as you're shooting her, she's teleporting, but she's also calling in what she calls her angels, which are basically zombies, to attack you, and they disappear in smoke. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. And then you fight Jacob, who is just like, his boss battle's not super interesting, but all of the setup to it is, because his boss battle is essentially he's trying to snipe you on a hill and you have to find a way to get around and sneak up on him. And then there's the Joseph ending, and man, if it's not just crazy, like, the implication, I was talking to Tim earlier about this, but the implication is that he was right all along, but he may or may not have been the catalyst for being right.
He might have actually caused the apocalypse.
Right, because basically throughout the game he's got this doomsday cult, and he's saying that, you know, the world's gonna burn, the skies are gonna run red.
The end is near.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that he causes it by another group, another of his cronies, setting off a nuke in the country, but I'm not 100% sure. It could just be implied by Ubisoft, who throughout the game has very strong, like, sort of political message that the world is on the brink of destruction.
Gotcha.
From like everybody in the game almost. There's, except for like the really true rednecks, which is interesting. They're a French company who has an interesting depiction of America.
Well, I mean, they're French? I mean, French-Canadian, though, right?
I believe Ubisoft itself is originally out of France.
Okay.
And then Montreal is an offshoot, I think. It might be the other way around.
Okay.
They might be French-Canadian, but no, they definitely had some interesting theories. That being said, it is Montana.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So they're not 100% off base with a lot of the way people act. I mean, it is, if I recall, Montana's a red state. But I don't think it's that red.
Yeah, to make their own cult and like that. Yeah.
Well, the cult thing, that could have happened anywhere, and Montana would make sense, because you've got these big open areas where you can sort of build without being interfered with.
You can isolate yourself, you know.
Right, and gun control is probably less of a problem in Montana than it is in, say, like New York or New Jersey.
Now, one question I did have about, was there realistic, like, weather in this? Like, do they have times?
There's
for
day
weather?
and night cycles.
Okay.
I don't think there's rain.
No rain.
I didn't encounter any rain, I don't think. Except for there's one boss battle, with the very, very last boss battle, where there's essentially, I think you're in a tornado, but that could be because you're also, the first thing the boss does, Joseph, does is like knock over more bliss barrels, so you may or may not be hallucinating the tornado that's happening around you.
Oh, you just think it's there, but it's not actually.
And that's the other thing, like, there might not have even been a nuke that went off.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could have imagined that whole thing. That's crazy, and then it just ends and there's nothing else. But
is it Do you think that's setting up a sequel of some kind, or do you think like a DLC?
I don't know. Well, the DLCs are... I think the DLCs are all done by the Blood Dragon guys. I definitely don't think it's setting up those, because they've already announced what they are, and it's weird.
Okay.
There's one that's like Vietnam.
Oh, that's weird, because this is all modern day, right?
Yep, there's one with zombies, and there's one in space.
Oh, wow, that is weird.
And it's the Blood Dragon guys, so you know it's going to be messed up and funny. Because Far Cry Blood Dragon was like a send-up of 80s sci-fi action films.
Okay.
And he was like even the main character who never had a voice before in any Far Cry or since that I know of. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, he's had a voice, but you never really... No, never mind. Ignore that. He definitely had a voice. But,
Wait, does he have a voice?
He does. The voice in Blood Dragon is the most interesting one. It's Michael Biehn.
Oh, okay.
It's original John Connor.
That's right, Michael Biehn.
And he's very funny.
Right.
And it's very 80s. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Even when you load up the game, it looks like an old Nintendo game.
Oh,
the menu.
Oh, okay.
It does that, like, weird filter.
Right.
Where, like, there's that wavy line coming up. It's almost like you're watching a VHS tape when there's,
Does it look pixelated at all, or?
No, the game doesn't, but the effects on the cutscenes do.
Okay.
It's very weird.
Alright. Well, you still, like, now that you finish it, do you still recommend it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's still, I would say, a great game. I'm still gonna say 4... No. 4 might still have the better villain, only because of the weirdness that is the end, but maybe when, like, I look into it a little more and I see whether or not... Because I'd have to know if the implication is real that he did set off that nuke. Then I think he might be the most interesting villain, because he's created this world and he's, like, he created the apocalypse just to prove that he was right.
Yeah. So the end wasn't coming until he made it happen.
Right, but this whole time he believes that God spoke to him. So is he saying that, or is the game saying that God told him to create the apocalypse?
Yeah.
Or does he just have a God complex, where he needs to be the guy that saves everyone?
Well, that's an interesting aspect of the game. I could definitely see they could continue that. But speaking of sequels
and God complexes,
just announced the other day, XXX-4, or as Bob likes to call it,
Quadruple X, which makes sense. Because he's going to be a quadriplegic if he keeps doing those stunts.
Which I don't know. He might claim he does a lot of stunts, and I'm sure he does what he can. But I know for insurance purposes, they don't let stars like really hurt themselves.
Well, a lot of the stuff in the last one was CG. When he was skiing down a snowless mountain.
No, he definitely did that.
Quite clearly CG.
Definitely did that.
But
100% did that.
But I'm just excited that they somehow must have made money on the last one to make another one.
Well, because I think he's a big draw. I mean,
I don't know, because Riddick didn't make any money.
Yeah, but I can't say one way or the other. But I
would say Riddick was probably better than XXX-3.
But was Riddick before he did like a Fast and the Furious?
Riddick was like between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Maybe between 4 and 5. He was huge. Like 4 was massive.
Yeah.
And so was 5. Actually, they've been increasingly big since they stopped making 3.
Yeah.
Because 3 was terrible.
But yeah, he's up in the. So, what do you think the plot of XXX-4 Quadruple X?
Okay.
Now, are they going to put in the return of Xander Cage, or is it just going to be Xander Cage is back kind of thing?
I think they might go for, like, maybe they'll bring in another rapper who's sort of not relevant in the rap world anymore.
Not Ice Cube?
No, like another one. And I think they'll make it LL Cool J. And it'll be called XXX, Don't Call It a Comeback.
Oh, man. Because, I could see that, but also, like, they just used... I remember hearing that song in the new Deadpool trailer.
Yep.
Which I love. I love that they did that. I was like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, it's weird. He just chose... In both of the trailers, it's like, slightly irrelevant rappers. Like, one's in jail.
Yeah.
And the other is an actor, though I haven't even seen him act in anything in years. Is he in Deep Blue Sea too?
No, I don't think so.
Darn it.
Because I think he was just... Wasn't he just, like, the cook?
Maybe... Yeah, but he was one of two characters that survived, and I'm pretty sure she's back, because what else is she doing?
Yeah.
So why not LL Cool J? Like, he's clearly not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking... I don't remember the actress's name, but I believe it's the original actress from XXX is back in this.
Yes. No, but I'm saying, like, the original girl from Deep Blue Sea is in Deep Blue Sea too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they showed her in the trailer for the direct-to-DVD sequel. Because I'm pretty sure that's not in theaters.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing any billboards for it.
Also, Deep Blue Sea 2, probably not good, just so you guys know.
Yes.
There's no Sam Jackson speech moment.
That's right. Oh, man.
That's what made that movie iconic. Like,
it really was. And just also super ridiculous. Even LL Cool J's song, Deepest Bluest, My Hat is Like a Shark's Fin.
Exactly.
Made no sense at all. Sorry about that.
Nothing. We had a coughing fit.
Yeah. Technical difficulties on my part. I think I'm the one who does that the most.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had to do it for you.
I don't think I've ever slipped. It's probably the benefit of my job.
Well, my job, I can't... Well, that's not true. We curse at work a lot. But yeah.
I'm around people.
Sorry to ruin our rhythm here. But yeah,
I think we're okay. We were saying that the reason LL Cool J is not relevant anymore is because he never adopted his real name.
What's his real name?
I don't know. I don't know if he even has one. Like, maybe he's just... His real name is LL Cool J. Like, that's his legal name. There's gotta be, like... We'll have to Google it later.
I think his name is Todd.
Todd Cool J?
I don't know if it's Todd Cool J, but I do remember at the end of Don't Call It a Comeback, there's if you watch the actual video, there's a lady who comes down into the basement or something like that, and she keeps yelling out, I'm pretty sure keeps yelling out, Todd, like, take out the trash or something like that. I forget what it is, but it's just like, it's such a weird moment. Because the rest of the song, he's like in a boxing ring, like rapping and stuff like that.
Wait, no, that might be Mama Said Knock You Out.
But that is Don't Call It a Comeback.
No, it's two different songs.
No, same song.
No, it's two different songs.
Oh, it is two different songs, but he is in a boxing ring in...
Maybe
Don't
both.
Call It a Comeback.
I don't know, I've never seen the music videos for that one, but... music video for that one. But I'm pretty sure that's two different songs, man. Now you got me confused. Either way, if he had adopted his real name, I think he would still be acting. Most of the time that's true. It didn't matter for Ice Cube. But if you look at Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, he's still in movies. Right?
Yeah.
He was just in that one with Gerard Butler.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, he was the bad guy. Then there's Chris Bridges, Ludacris.
Yes.
Star of the Fast and the Furious movies, so like one of the biggest franchises ever.
Right, of course.
So he's still in movies.
Yeah.
And then the entire cast of that one with Hayden Christensen and Paul Walker, Takers. Aside from Idris Elba, I think everybody else in that was a rapper.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, wait. Mama Said Knock You Out that's how it starts. It's like, Don't Call It a Comeback.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's how it starts.
Maybe. Maybe
like
I'm just crazy.
It's like, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. A rock in your pants, putting suckers in fear. Making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom explosion.
Could you do the whole song?
Maybe. Over the competition I'm towering.
How excited are you guys about this right now?
But yeah, no. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same song?
I'm pretty sure it's the same song.
I'm not a big classic rap guy, I guess.
Well, I remember that when I was a real young kid.
No, when you were a real rapper.
When I was a real rapper.
Tim remembers back when he was Eminem.
Yes.
So what were we talking about?
I'm sorry.
XXX, what's the plot? What's your opinion?
I have no idea. Well, here's what. All right. So the original girl is back from the first movie. It's either she's been kidnapped, and they need to go find her, or something has happened that she's involved with, and she needs XXX to help her stop these bad guys. Or it's like some weird combination of the two, or something like that, where she's in a place where she's got information that they need, and she's behind enemy lines somewhere, and they're like, well, we can't send in somebody official, we gotta send in the Suicide Squad or XXX.
Alright, that's a good one. I'm thinking it's this. Now, this is a little off the cuff.
Okay.
But for Quadruple X, I have to go a little harder. First off, it's going to start with him rollerblading down a moving glacier.
Okay. Now, this is him finishing up a mission?
No, he's not even on a... He retired.
Oh, he's not even on a mission. Okay.
This is like the last one, the start of it. Did you see the last one?
I don't think I saw the last one.
The start of the last movie with him skiing down a mountain was so that he could hook up free cable for the towns so they could watch soccer.
Right.
Okay?
Football.
Yeah, well, it was, I believe, somewhere in South America.
Brazil or something?
Maybe.
Alright.
Okay, so for this one...
Okay.
Rollerblading down a glacier...
Okay.
So that he can hook Eskimos up with free Wi-Fi.
Because they need it up there.
They need Wi-Fi. Otherwise, they're going to be bored while they're fishing.
That's right.
And sending their elders into the ocean to die.
They might have to go over to the last one of the last blockbusters in Alaska.
Oh, that's true. But here's the best part. They're going to use that Wi-Fi to log into the Xander Zone and watch his cool videos of when he did stunts.
That's right.
If you remember, it was
the
Xander Zone.
The Xander Zone, which also kind of made me feel weird about like that. The whole movie, it was just like, so this is somebody who's been taken against their will and pretty much made into, I wouldn't say a slave, but indentured servitude is definitely in there. Yeah. Samuel Jackson is making him, like, I can't remember, it was like, there's no reason that he would like do this. They almost kind of blackmail him into doing it, which I think is strange in general, but
it was
a good movie.
But that's not even the end of it, right? But that was very Amanda Waller to do that, though.
Yes.
To blackmail him into it. But so here's where we go from there. After he leaves Antarctica or Alaska or wherever he is.
Okay.
Sam Jackson shows up. He's like, hey, that soccer player didn't work out.
Okay.
So...
or like something ridiculous.
Because there was a soccer player in the last one.
Gotcha.
He's like, you need to go to Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
Or the Czech Republic again.
Okay. Former Czech Republic.
The former Czech Republic? What is it now?
I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's a country.
The hell with it. He's going to Prague.
Okay, he's going to Prague.
He's going to Prague to fight werewolf men.
Oh, man.
Who stole his jacket.
Gotcha.
Because they thought it was their relative. And here's the twist. Alright? I know what you're thinking. This can't get any crazier.
Okay.
Kate Beckinsale.
Of course, because if there's
not going to show up because it's going to be Scott Speedman.
Wow.
Because they're never going to get Kate Beckinsale for this.
You're right. But Scott Speedman's desperate enough.
That's right.
That pretty boy needs his money.
Scott Speedman and XXX are going to work together to take down the Lycans.
Okay. What about the vampires?
No, they're fine.
Okay. The vampires are fine. But the werewolves are out of control.
Yep, and that's going to be Quadruple X. The subtitle is Jacket Thief.
Stolen fur.
It's stolen fur. No poaching. Quadruple X, no poaching. And that's going to be his line at the end of the movie. He's going to shoot a werewolf in the face, and he's going to say, "It's not poaching," and he's going to point back down, and the werewolf's going to be a human again.
Oh, man. But who knows? And I'm just wondering who's going to show up in this one now, because...
Not Kate Beckinsale.
Well, not Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, maybe Rona Mitra.
Really? Not the...
That's literally not Kate Beckinsale.
But not the girl from the... What's her name? She was in Orange is the New Black.
The girl from XXX?
The girl from XXX. She was in John Wick as well.
Maybe.
I don't think she comes back?
Maybe, but it's definitely going to be Rona Mitra because she's not Kate Beckinsale.
It's very true.
And she was in the third, if you remember, the third Underworld.
Yes, I do remember.
Where they pretended in all the posters that she might have been Kate Beckinsale's character.
Because she looks similar.
Right.
She has a similar look to her.
But that's why she's not Kate Beckinsale.
She's not
that's
Kate Beckinsale.
what they're going to credit her in the actual credits as. It's not even going to be Rona Mitra.
Okay.
She's going to be in the movie as not Kate Beckinsale.
But her name will be Becky Cates or something like that.
Beck Catensale.
Beck Catensale.
At some point, she's going to remove her right eye and
she's
throw
like,
it down all the way. That movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Tim and I were talking about that movie last week.
Yes.
It's a crazy film.
It is a crazy film.
If anybody doesn't know, the movie Doomsday, you should watch it. It's a mix between Mad Max, Escape from New York, and Underworld.
Yes, and zombies.
And zombies.
So it has a little bit of everything. It is ridiculous. And I think that was one of the last movies that, what's his name?
Malcolm McDowell.
Not Malcolm McDowell. Well, Malcolm McDowell was in it, but also, what's his name?
Scott Speedman?
No, he's an older actor. He passed away. Who framed Roger Rabbit.
Bob Hoskin.
I think that Bob Hoskins, I'm pretty sure he was like the director, like her boss or something in the
Probably.
Pretty sure he was like the boss.
Yeah, because one of the last things I saw of him was Unleashed.
Okay.
That's a crazy movie.
Unleashed. I love that movie. It's so strange, but it really works.
It's Luc Besson.
It's Luc Besson.
It's literally classic Luc Besson. Somebody is going to kill people for a living.
And Morgan Freeman.
And Morgan Freeman playing another blind man.
Yes. What was the other one he played a blind man in?
Pretty sure he's played a blind man before.
Probably.
I'll have to Google it. Morgan Freeman playing God and blind man.
And, narrating over penguin death.
Yes.
Penguin death marches. Which should happen. I think that's what's going to happen in this one. They're going to steal it from Batman Returns and just have penguins with rockets on their backs.
Can XXX be hunting those in the beginning of the movie?
Okay. Because they're terrorizing the Eskimos.
Yeah, but he has to, harmlessly stop them.
With a hockey stick. Because he's extreme sports.
That's true, with a hockey stick.
And he's already rollerblading, so if he's already rollerblading, why not have him have a hockey stick?
It's true, I mean, he's on ice.
He could be Casey Jones in this whole thing up.
I love that he's also, we've gone with the fact that he's rollerblading on ice as opposed to ice skating.
Because that's too easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not extreme.
Yeah.
That's not quadri-extreme.
Yeah. Plus, ice skating on a glacier, I mean, that's not smooth ice.
No.
You need to be able to move a little bit better.
Please, can Vanilla Ice show up in the beginning?
Vanilla Ice will be in this movie.
I wonder if we could hire Vin Diesel to make our version of Quadruple X.
I think if we wrote it in a script form, he would be like, no, this is going to be XXX-5.
But what if we said, we really liked your Street Sharks promo?
Oh my god, that's Street Sharks promo. If you haven't seen the Vin Diesel Street Sharks thing,
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. It's amazing, and should be like in his filmography as like one of his best performances of all time. It was his
first performance. I consider it to be his best.
His best performance.
It's like that. Find Me Guilty, and then The Pacifier.
Right. The Pacifier.
I've never even seen it.
Me neither. But all I know is he's a nanny.
He is a nanny. I'm pretty sure it's one of the many movies with the cover of like a big rough dude in a tutu.
I don't. Probably.
Or at least
with like a baby Bjorn or something like that.
Yep. And there's definitely Mr. Nanny.
Yes.
With Hulk Terry Hogan Cruz.
Yes, he wore a tutu in that.
He did.
He did. He had a little tea party with one of the girls.
Yes.
So, other movies that are coming out, really quick, because we have to mention this really quick. Jurassic World 2, coming soon. I think that's going to be probably after Avengers.
I think it's June.
Yeah. So it's another big summer blockbuster. So Avengers is going to be kind of kicking off the big summer blockbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're going to just have like...
I consider Rampage to have kicked off the summer blockbusters.
Rampage kicks off. Yes. But it's like Rampage, Avengers, Deadpool, Jurassic World,
Ant-Man
and the Wasp. Yeah. So they're all coming.
And that's not even including like all the horror movies that are happening, like The Purge. There's another Purge.
Yeah, the first Purge.
Or is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think it's like how the Purge happened. So I imagine it's going to be about passing a bill through Congress.
Yep. I think Truth or Dare, is that out already?
I want to say it's out already, but I don't know.
Then there's the Blumhouse action movie, which looks insane.
Which one is that?
The one with the robot dude. He's being made into a cyborg?
Yes, which I saw the trailer for that, which I thought was very interesting, where he has like an AI system inside him, and he's almost like the Bionic Man, and then there's a point where he's about to be killed, and he lets the AI like pretty much protect him and say, beat the crap out of these dudes, and they do in a very spectacular fashion, where it's almost like he's disconnected from it, where he's like talking, but it's not like he has no control of his body.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting film.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I am curious to see what the first Blumhouse movie is that just turns out not good.
Okay.
Because so far they've got a really good track record, even if their movies are not phenomenal.
Yeah.
They make money and people seem to like them.
And they don't spend a lot either.
No, so I'm curious. Like, it's got to happen.
Yeah, they don't gamble a lot with like, a lot of them don't have big stars. They're just kind of like very, there's a few people like that you might know in it, but I don't think they go for like anybody huge. But
yeah, like Bradley Whitford.
Yeah.
In Get Out, he's like, he hasn't done a lot since West Wing.
Yeah.
But he did a great job in that movie, and the same thing with his wife. What was it, Catherine Keener?
Catherine Keener. She's been in a lot of stuff, but she kind of chooses like more artsy stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's just me wanting to see the car accident when it happens. I'm curious.
Car accident?
Yeah, I mean the train wreck. There's got to be the one, and then they'll do the LL Cool J thing where they don't call it a comeback.
Oh man.
That's in my head. I don't know why it's in my head. I haven't seen the Deadpool trailer recently.
It is a catchy song. The man knew what he was doing. But the man knows how to write a song. Deep as bluest. My head is like a shark's fin.
That's right. And he is into house.
Yes. Oh man.
That was a show.
But we're on a wild tangent here. But Jurassic World's coming. It seems like the last trailer kind of gives you more of what the story is.
Which is why I'm glad I haven't seen the last trailer.
Yes. It really kind of just tells you. It has the Jeff Goldblum of it all. Shows up again. Trying to think what else. But it definitely kind of gives you more of a sense of what the story is. And it doesn't seem like they actually tried to write a story for this.
Will this mean that Chris Pratt Pratt is in the 2 biggest movies of the year, then?
Probably.
If Jurassic World turns out like Jurassic World 1,
Right.
where it's massive, that could be an interesting thing, to be in the 2 biggest. I don't know if it would be, because now you got Black Panthers, and he's not in that one.
Right.
So maybe
But Black Panther is going to be in Avengers, so...
Right, but I'm saying, like, Chris Pratt might...
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Chadwick Boseman would be in the 2 biggest movies of the year.
Yeah. Which, honestly, it just broke another record, so world domestic, I think it's the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time, behind Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and Avatar. And then, that's domestic. Worldwide, I think it's, ranked number 10.
There's not enough green people.
Yes.
Or blue people.
If there were some blue cats in this...
Blue cat people?
Blue cat people... They could have just thrown him in there and be like, oh, that's why we're all, worship Panthers and stuff like that.
That's why Pacific Rim 2 is going to be massive in China when it opens, if it didn't open yet.
Yeah. And there's also a talk of Pacific Rim Godzilla crossover.
No. That's not fair.
Which would be ridiculous if they did that.
That's what Del Toro wanted to do, and they said no. So if they do it now, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah, it really wouldn't make sense if they did it now. But I've seen posters mocked up where it has, the Jaegers and Godzilla on it and stuff like that.
The only way it makes sense is if they make it Pacific Rim King Kong crossover.
Right.
Because that would make sense for the timeline. King Kong took place in the 60s, right? Skull Island.
Well, I thought was it the 40s?
No, the very beginning.
Yeah. No, Skull Island was definitely Vietnam 60s, 70s kind of.
Maybe early 70s. And then you've got Pacific Rim, which is 10, 15 years from now? Is that what they're going for?
I forget. Yeah, I think it was 10, 15 years from now.
So then you've got all the time for Kong to grow. But they couldn't have had a Godzilla attack happen and nobody mentions it when they're building these giant robots.
Right.
So, Kong, Pacific Rim. That would be the ideal movie, but it'll never happen.
It would be really...
It's going to be Godzilla and King Kong. They already said it.
If they ever get to this shared universe thing they keep talking about.
Well, they both made enough money, I think.
I think so. And I kind of hope they would finally do it. And it'd be a lot of fun, I think. Well... But I'm always in the bag for giant robots and giant monsters.
Which is why you should have seen Rampage.
Which I will now go see Rampage.
Which I totally spoiled for you.
That's okay, because The Rock is as enjoyable, knowing the story as not, so...
He pretty much is. He's really decent in this movie. I don't think I've ever seen The Rock be uninteristing in a film.
That's very true.
Think about it.
And he's got his own superhero movie coming. So...
what was it? Be Cool.
Oh, yeah.
He was great in that, and that was before he had gone into the real acting thing as a profession.
Yeah. Which he's, I think he's even gotten bigger since, he first started. I don't know what his workout is. It must be insane. But,
It's pills. I'm just kidding.
No, we make no speculations on what The Rock
does.
No,
The Rock is...
He eats babies. That's what it is. He sucks the life energy out of babies.
Oh, yeah?
At least a dozen babies a week.
You heard it here, folks.
That's right. I'm breaking the story. He eats babies. He loves babies. He sucks the energy out of babies through their heads. It's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
That's right. I heard he did over 30 babies before he did Rampage. Now I'm just wildly speculating, but definitely we're going to be reporting to you. I imagine the first thing we'll probably tell you we have coming up, of course, for summer movies is the Avengers, and then eventually we'll get back to Jurassic World, and we'll probably review that as well. But as always, I upload stuff to Instagram, so this week you're gonna, if you check it out, you'll see my first image for my leading up to the Avengers art. So I did an Iron Man this week for because he was the kind of kicked off the whole thing. I mean, there would be no Avengers without the first Iron Man movie being a huge success. So you can check that out. And as always, I'm Tim Martinek, or at Tim Martinek on Instagram, and Bob is
at Bob_Martin, or is it Martin_Bob? It's Bob_Martin.
Bob_Martin.
Marton, folks.
On Twitter.
Yep.
And you can check out our YouTube channel, Precarious Pixels. Our hashtag is always Precarious Pixels. And you can also do your designs for your movies. Do us a Rampage picture. I'd love to see some Rampage art.
Take some old wrestlers and make them the giant monsters.
Exactly.
And make like the little rock there with the giant monsters. Make him into an animal.
Yeah. Or if you could design what would other animals that you would put into the Rampage universe.
Or send us ideas for what you think Quadruple X will be about.
Yes. If you have a plot for Quadruple X, let us know.
Also, Vin Diesel, if your production company steals my idea, you better pay me.
That's right. You got that money to burn. He's got that cash. He knows what's up. Okay. So as always, signing off. We'll be talking to you next week. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
To do a little redesigning with us, you can find Bob at Martin, MARTON_BOB on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.